So, you want to know how I would book the Royal Rumble in 2024? Well, let me tell you. So, let's start with the men's Rumble, right? At some point during the show, I want all members of Judgment Day, bar R-Truth, to be having some sort of discussion backstage, right? And I want Damian Priest to lead these proceedings. All I want Priest to go, right, okay, one of us has to win. A Judgment Day member needs to win this Rumble, right? And somewhere in the background, or maybe even just cut to him on a different camera, is R-Truth listening into his conversation, right? He's hearing this. It's not in the room, but he's hearing it. He's there. And he walks off, being like, one of us is going to win the Rumble, right? Cut to the men's Rumble match. Okay, number one, Grayson Waller comes out. It's time for the Waller effect. Music plays, carpet comes out, all the props get brought in the ring, chairs get placed. Grayson Waller walks into the ring, microphone in hand, putting all the spiel you would expect, right, from Grayson Waller. Being like, oh, it's the Royal Rumble. That's a really bad accent there, I was meant to be. You know, we've got a very special Grayson Waller effect today. Today we're gonna be doing it live during the Royal Rumble. And I'm going to be interviewing whoever comes out with number two. And as he's cutting this promo and hyping up the crowd, right? Number two comes out and it's shush, please. Right? Chad Gable is number two. Now, I'm assuming Tozawa noticed also. Probably is the same thing, but Chad Gable comes out number two, right? Interrupts him, tells him to shush with his theme music. Very nice there. They come out, they have a match. That's just a nice little opener. I love it when Rumbles take people's entrances and like put them as number one so they can get like a nice full entrance. I love when they do that. Other points during this one, because I'm not going to talk through the whole thing from 1 to 30, is I want the Usos to have a stare down, plant some seeds of presumably a WrestleMania match in the future between Jay and Jimmy. Maybe even have Solo get involved. Maybe, Jimmy throws out Jay, Jay throws out Jimmy, or maybe Jimmy throws out, so Jay throws out Solo, Jimmy throws out Jay, that kind of thing. If Brock is returning, which he is rumored to do, it wouldn't surprise me, then a Brock and Gunter stare down would be great. I love that. Other things as well. Ray says he wants to try and return for the Rumble if we can. Ray and Santos has to happen, surely, in this match. Maybe Ray's getting beaten down by Santos and Ray needs a little bit of extra help. So who does Ray get to help him? Chavo Guerrero. Why not? A little bit of Latino heat. Santos can throw out Chavo. Ray can throw out Santos. There's a little bit of a feud for you going into the future for that as well. Obviously, it's a Rumble, right? It's got to be fun. You've got to have returns. So, other than Chavo, maybe, who knows? Maven. Get Maven in there. It's got a YouTube channel. It's a great YouTube channel. I love Maven's YouTube channel. He's been doing well. Bring him back. Do a nice drop kick. Have him thrown out. I mean, Kane, always a good one. He's been in many, many Rumbles at this point. Throw him in there. Why not? And maybe as well, a little bit of Road Dogg. We'll get onto that as well. Another spots I want, it'd be great if we could get obviously Kofi doing his Rumble spot, classic Rumble spot. And maybe he gets like hoisted in the air, right? Lifted up over someone's head, like Bronson Reed or someone, I don't know. And they go to hoist him out. Boom, they throw him. Camera pans over. Kofi has been caught in the arms of Big E. Now, I don't think Big E's ready to return yet. That's probably still in the air and very, very far away if that's the case, I think. But he can probably catch Kofi, right? And just put him back in the ring. Surely. Um, if Big E is fit to return, great, have him come back in the Rumble, have him be, a contestant. But if he's not, a little spot where he catches Kofi, that would be very lovely indeed. Only other thing I can think of in this Rumble, and this is where the main thing boils down. At some point, Judgment Day are in the ring, right? You get Dom, you get JD, and if Finn doesn't have a match in this card, you get Finn, right? Main three members. They're in the ring, they've cleaned house at this point, just them three. Someone comes in, they beat him down, hoist him over, right? Normal heel stuff. Then you get some big boys like Bobby Lashley comes in, he survives. Drew McIntyre comes in, he survives. Maybe at this point, Cody Rhodes comes in. He's my Iron Man for this match. He survives, right? 3-on-3 at this point. Judgment Day getting beaten down. I need help. So who do they get to help them? Who comes out to save them? Obviously, R-Truth comes out to save them. Because why wouldn't they? He's run down, save with Judgment Day. I'll go help with Judgment Day. He runs down to the ring. Obviously, he's no help at all. Next person coming out, here comes a real help. It's Rhea Ripley. Because she isn't going to be in a women's rumble match because she is the women's world heavyweight champion. So put her in the men's. Why not? At some point, Rhea goes. At some point, Finn goes. At some point, Dom goes. Right, gets eliminated. Then you're left to your final four. I want the final four to be Punk, Cody, Truth, JD, McDonough. Right? Now hear me out. You're left with these four. How Truth makes it to this point, I don't know. Either he gets thrown through the middle rope by like JD or Dom, and Truth assumes he's eliminated, walks backstage, and then at some point in the final three gets dragged back into the ring by the rest of Judgment Day who have been eliminated, and they throw him back in as like a last chance. You help JD, one of you has to win, chuck him back in the ring. Or maybe he thinks he sees Nick Mysterio in the crowd and he runs after him, goes through the middle rope, runs after him, and then gets dragged back in the ring. So they're doing their stuff, right? Four of them are left. Now, if I was a betting man and if we were doing predictions, CM Punk would be my prediction to win the men's rumble. That's boring, right? Fantasy booking CM Punk to win, come on. So here's why R-Truth should win the men's Royal Rumble. So currently, Damian Priest is Mr. Money in the Bank, Senior Money in the Bank. I want Priest to cash in on Seth. I want Priest to win the belt, and I want Priest to have a very decent reign. For that to happen, I still want Cody to face Roman at Mania, or Roman Rock, if that's the direction they're going in. Cody can win it in Chamber, right? Have him lose here, have him win a Chamber. Think a la Kofi Kingston in Kofi Mania. Loses a Rumble, every chance he gets, finally gets his chance. So Priest, someone has to face Seth. And presumably Punk's going to win, face Seth at Mania, Punk wins the belt. If Punk wins the belt at Mania and Priest cashes in, Priest ain't winning that belt. If Priest cashes in today at Rumble, he'll hold it for a few months and then Punk will beat him in the main event at WrestleMania, right? So here's what I want to happen. R-Truth wins the Rumble. I want R-Truth, maybe Cody gets eliminated. It's Punk, it's Truth, it's JD. JD's trying to eliminate Punk. R-Truth comes up from behind, throws both of them out, shouts at JD, you ain't part of the Judgment Day. You ain't in the Judgment Day. Something like that. R-Truth wins. Here's why. Damian Priest then goes to Truth and goes, right, you are now a member of the Judgment Day. You are in. You are officially a member of the Judgment Day, right? Because he then goes, you're gonna face Seth at Mania. You're gonna pick Seth. You're gonna face Seth at WrestleMania. What you're gonna do is you're gonna beat up Seth as much as you possibly can. You're not gonna try and win. You're gonna try to beat up Seth as much as you possibly can, so that I can come in and cash in and have an easier time beating Seth Rollins at WrestleMania. And that is exactly what happens. R-Truth faces Seth, presumably loses. If it was years down the line, I'd have R-Truth win the World Heavyweight Championship, but Seth is still the first champion. I'm not going to have the second champion be a jokey champion. R-Truth beats down Seth as much as he can, maybe just when they get involved and beat down Seth even more. R-Truth eventually loses. Priest cashes in. Priest wins. Priest is a new World Heavyweight Champion. R-Truth is then kicked out of the Judgment Day because he is not needed anymore, and he goes back to being just normal everyday R-Truth. That is how I would book the men's Rumble. And when I said Road Dogg might get involved, maybe he helps out R-Truth, a little bit of old friendship going back a bit. Yes, that's how I would book the men's Royal Rumble. But now, the women's. This is going to be a bit shorter. There's two things I want to happen in the women's Rumble. I want Damage Control to do a similar thing to Judgment Day and completely tear the house down with this match. And I want Shayna Baszler to get the most eliminations in this Rumble. In the men's, I don't know. Maybe someone like Gunther can get most eliminations, something like that. I want Shayna to get most eliminations. And I also potentially want Shayna to be the Iron Woman in this match as well. Now, what I want to happen is Damage Controller in the ring. I don't know what members. Bayley, obviously. I think one of them is injured, but Damage Controller are in the ring. They're cleaning house. At some point, it gets left to two of them. At some point during this, Jade Cargill is in the Women's Rumble. And she is tearing house. Right, her and Shayna are tearing house. Get to the final four. Jade Cargill, Shayna Baszler, Bayley, and a third, second member of the Judgment Day, second member of Damage Control. What I then want to happen is Bayley somehow accidentally eliminates the other member of Damage Control. Maybe they go to the top rope and Bayley gets pushed into them. Somehow it's Bayley's fault that member of Damage Control is eliminated. Seconds after that, I want Bayley to be like, apologize, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it. It wasn't me. It wasn't me. And then she gets thrown over the top rope, but manages to hold on, right? She's skinning the cat right now, feet nearly on the floor. So she's shouting and begging the other person who is currently laid out on the floor, grab my feet, put your body under my feet, let me stand on you to get back in that ring, help me. Other member of this is again, other member of Damage Control stands up, looks at Bayley, turns around, walks up that ramp. And at that point, Jade Cargill or Shayna Baszler just run, low drop kick, Bayley's eliminated. Damage Control gone. That sows the seeds for Bayley to go face Io Sky at Mania for Women's Championship. Again, maybe Chamber, something like that. That sows that little seed into there. At this point, you're left with Shayna and Jade Cargill, where I'm going to pick Jade Cargill to win Royal Rumble. Have a great match. And then this sets up a feud in the future between Shayna and Jade. Jade will go face Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania. Jade will win. This then puts Judgment Day in a interesting place because now Priest is the only one with a main championship, the World Heavyweight Championship. Rhea has lost hers. They may or may not still have the tag team belts. Priest is now the head honcho of the Judgment Day for a bit. He is now the one in charge for a little bit. Jade Cargill then wins the belt. Shayna can then face Jade somewhere down the line and potentially win it back. Maybe Money in the Bank. She can win that as well, or something like that, to eventually in the future get Shayna versus Jade Cargill for Shayna to win the belt and become a very dominant heel champion down the line. Again, if I was a betting man, I'd pick Bayley to win the Rumble, but we're not doing predictions. We are not doing predictions. We are instead doing our own Royal Rumbles. So, and again, it's Rumble, right? It's got to be fun. Maybe have women some returns, obviously. Maybe Lita, Trish, Kelly, Michelle McCool, anyone like that. Or maybe even Naomi could come back, or someone from TNA could come in again, or someone from New Japan could make an appearance in either Rumble, or TNA, same thing, either Rumble. Why not? Rumbles are fun. It'd be boring if I fantasy book the winners. One of us has got to do something different and a bit chaotic. I'm assuming Murray's probably picked the safe and sensible options when it comes to this. I'm going to go a bit out there. But yeah, that is who I would have win. I'd have Jade Cargill win the Women's Royal Rumble, and I would have Shayna Baszler. I would have R-Truth win the Men's Royal Rumble to help out with Judgment Day. But yeah, hopefully Murray's picked more sensible options. Otherwise, we're both going to look like a bunch of Wallies. But yeah, those is how I would book the 2024 Royal Rumble.